Thanks for tuning in. Thursday evening. Catch me nodding at people that are out walking in the beautiful weather because we're from Minnesotans and that's what we do. Yeah, so it's Thursday evening. It's March 23rd. It's 2023, and my Twitter feed was ablaze with people celebrating the United States Congress preparing to authorize the President of the United States to ban TikTok from use in the United States. Now, prides itself on being a foundation that exists to defend conservative values and has been doing so for over 50 years with over 500,000 members. They were having a rally for it today. They were having a rally to support the banning of and you flyover country, traditional rural living so-called conservatives are out there defending this. TikTok, ban Chinese company. The evil company that owns that is a Chinese company, and they're watching the American people. They're spying on the American people. And we can't have that. We cannot have TikTok spying on American people. We're okay with the NSA spying on American people. We're okay with the FBI on American people. We're okay with the data gathering that's been happening in the United States. We're okay with that. We're all right with that. We're okay that all of our data is always being gathered. You don't think so? You're nuts. You're okay with that. The thing that blows my mind, the thing that just absolutely just chaps my hide, is all of these people who claim to be conservative, all these people who claim to be small government, all these people who claim to be liberty-loving, constitutionally minded people are all in favor of the federal state telling you, a private citizen, that you can't use a social media application no matter what you know the risk may be. Republicans, small government, laissez-faire, live your life however you want to live as long as you're not hurting anybody else. Republicans, allegedly that's what they are now in real life telling you you can't use TikTok. That their goal is to make it so you can't use TikTok. Now, I don't give a shiny rat's patootie if you use TikTok. I think it has some great things going on. I know a lot of people who are using TikTok to spread the message of liberty. I know a lot of them. Quite a few, actually, are doing that. Are there stupid things happening on TikTok? Sure. Are there stupid, overly hypersexualized trends that are taking place on TikTok? Sure, absolutely. But I cannot handle the hypocrisy of you moronic, idiotic, so-called liberty-loving, constitution-loving conservatives out there representing the conservative movement in the United States, telling Congress, go ahead, ban TikTok. You've got to ban TikTok. You're the same people that freaked out when you finally figured out that Twitter was doing the bidding of the FBI when it came to conservative values. Like, you freaked out about that. Why? Was it because Twitter was doing it, or was it because it was the FBI telling Twitter that they had to do it? You know, be honest. Be honest. You freaked out because, gosh darn that FBI, they don't have any right to tell Twitter who to shut down. Remember that? You remember that? How you were all chomping at the bit to get the truth about the FBI files, the Twitter files on the FBI. It was everything. It was for the COOF pandemic stuff. You were mad that you were being shut down on Facebook. You were mad that you were being shut down on YouTube. You were mad that you were being shut down on Twitter. You were going to all these other alternative platforms. You were chomping at the bit for Donald Trump to launch Truth Social. You were chomping at the bit for that because you weren't going to be censored by the federal government. Damn them! You were raising your fist in anger, complaining about being shut down, that the federal state had no right to do that to you. And now you're out here applauding and standing alongside the Heritage Foundation and standing alongside other so-called conservative Republicans who are trying to shut down another social media platform. You're the problem. You are the problem. You're hypocrites. You're vapid hypocrites. And I've said this to so many people, and I'm sick and tired of people denying it. You love authoritarianism. You morons on the right, and by on the right, I mean people who think that they're conservatives, who think that they're small government types. You are not Jeffersonian in your approach. You are not Jeffersonians in your philosophy about socio-political issues. You have no idea what the Founding Fathers stood for. You have no idea what the Founding Fathers intended. What you love is your party having the power to enforce your values on your opponents. You're just like the Democrats. You're just like these Gramscian Marxists that you so despise in places like Minnesota and New York and California and other places. You're no different. None. Not one of you's different. Not a single one of you that's out here applauding this and calling for the shutting down of TikTok is any different than Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and the Democrats. You're exactly the same. You're exactly the damn same. And the reason I say that is because you're okay using the same tactics as long as it benefits you. And I wish you'd just be honest. Just admit it. Please, I'm begging you, just admit that you don't mind being aligned with your own version of authoritarianism. The world would be so better if you would stop There we go. Lost service for a second. But so many of you are out there applauding Papa Trump. He's such a wonderful guy. He's such a strong patriot. He's such a conservative. He's not. He's not. So many of you scream bloody murder. You thought that we should have martial law after a particular situation. But then when martial law is threatened against you, you despise it. Don't you get it yet? You're all falling for it. You're all falling for it. Do I agree with leftists? I agree with Leson. I believe that we should be ending qualified immunity. That's an absolutely 100%. Every single public servant, every single cop, every single city council member, every person in the public sector should have their qualified immunity stripped away. And I will stand with leftists on that all day long. Why? Because I love liberty and I love accountability. And nobody deserves blanket qualified immunity. I believe no-knock warrants should be done away with. They should be abolished. And if I have to stand with the left to get that accomplished, I will stand with the left to get that accomplished. I want an end to war in this lifetime. I want an end to American warlike expansionism. I want an end to the American support of the war in Ukraine, of us sending billions of dollars overseas to fund Ukraine. I want police reform. And if I have to stand with leftists to get that done, I'll do it on certain issues. That doesn't mean I agree with them on every issue. But I'm consistent, whether you like it or not. I'm consistent in my perspective. I'm consistent in my views. And that's what many of you cannot say. Dave Smith, he's a comedian and a libertarian philosopher, and he's got a podcast called Part of the Problem. And he and others, and other friends of mine, not Dave's not my friend, I never met him, never talked to him, but Dave Smith and others have said, and I have been saying this for quite some time myself, but if I can get you to listen because somebody else has said it, I'll say this. The Democrats promise you tyranny, and they deliver it. Republicans promise you liberty, and they deliver the tyranny that the Democrats promise you. When are you going to open your eyes? What's it going to take for you so-called conservative Republicans to finally snap out of it and realize that they're not on your side? And here's it. You don't want to wake up to it because you love the tyranny of the Republicans. You love the tyranny of the Republicans because they wield it against the people you don't like. That's not how this country was intended to operate. That's not how this republic was intended to function. The majority was never supposed to be able to exert their will over the minority. That's why we're not a democracy. Democracy leads to democide. Democracy is always going to lead to democide. Democracy is always, 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 always going to lead to tyranny. And you're okay with it as long as it's your side that has the power and they're the ones delivering the tyranny. And I will not align myself with anybody that's okay with that. I won't. It's not about me liking TikTok. It's not about me, wanting to be do the next trending TikTok thing. That's not it. If you think the biggest threat to our liberties, if you think the biggest threat to our freedom is CCP, if you think the biggest threat to our ability to maintain this republic is a social media platform where kids are taught to do stupid dances and they gather your data, you're just stupid. You're just stupid. You're willfully stupid. You're a low IQ, low information voter. The biggest threat to this democracy, if you want to use that term, but I prefer republic, the biggest threat to the security of our republic is the federal state and organizations like the FBI, the NSA, the CIA, the DEA, the BATF, the Department of Homeland Security, and every single person, for the most part, that's elected or appointed to public service here in the United States. They're far more of a threat than any social media platform ever will be. But none of that's going to change because every single one of you who supports what the Republicans are doing by trying to authorize the president to ban TikTok are authoritarians at heart. But you don't want to admit it. And if it takes a slap to the face to get you to finally wake up and realize it, then I'm okay being the one to deliver it. I won't be part of authoritarianism. Left wing or right wing. I won't have anything to do with it. And if you love this republic, you won't have anything to do with it either. But most of you don't love the republic. You just love your party. So until next time, my friends, fight for your liberty. It is yours. Fight for your freedom. It belongs to you. And sic semper tyrannis.